Kevin, the Prime Minister's spokesperson told political journalists in the daily briefing this morning, no more U-turns, that budget and the plans in it, the remainder will remain. And now we hear reports that actually there will be another U-turn. Just clear it all up for us, Kevin. Make sense of it for us. What's going to happen?
I wish I could clear it up. I mean, I think what you've got to bear in mind is that Liz Truss, on the eve of the Conservative Party conference, gave an interview to the BBC in which she said that the 45p abolition, the abolition of the 45p income tax rate was definitely going ahead. And 24 hours later, she U-turned on it. So the Prime Minister's spokesperson saying at lunchtime today that that there'll be no other U-turns, I think I would take that with a huge pinch of salt. I think it's Bloomberg who are now reporting that there will be a U-turn, or there's certainly talks about a U-turn. So I would say that's probably pretty authoritative. MPs that I'm speaking to are saying there is going to have to be some sort of U-turn. You mentioned corporation tax, Gloria. I think, yeah, that's definitely the one that's most likely to be changed, which would be a humiliation really for Liz Truss. You know, she's talked about cutting taxes all the way through the Tory leadership campaign. In particular, she mentioned corporation tax, not putting it up to 25 pence from 19 pence as Rishi Sunak wanted to do. So this is a totemic policy, really. And if she was to U-turn on it, it would be really embarrassing, to put it mildly, and it'd be yet another pretty shattering blow to her political credibility.
Yeah, well, let's talk about consequences. If this does occur, and we are getting more and more sources suggesting that Number 10 has confirmed that U-turn is under discussion, what does it do, well, not just for her, but for Kwasi Kwarteng? I mean, is she likely to sacrifice him to save the government, effectively?
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe if push comes to shove, she might have to do that. But what you've got to remember is it wasn't just Kwasi Kwarteng's mini budget. It was Liz Truss's mini budget as well. He was implementing everything that she had declared that she wanted to do during the Conservative Party leadership contest. So it would be just as embarrassing for her. So I think throwing him over the side might buy her a little time, but I don't think it's going to satisfy Conservative MPs for very long. I spoke to quite a few of them last night who attended the 1922 committee meeting. And I have to say, I saw what Lee Anderson said to you earlier. I think he must have been at a different meeting, because from the ones I was speaking to last night, it sounded pretty grim from the Prime Minister's point of view. The vast majority, if not all the questions, I was told, were hostile towards her. Criticisms of the government were met with banging on the desks, so of approval, basically. Somebody said to me that she was like cardboard, she was wooden, very unimpressive. And, you know, if the aim of her going to the 1922 committee was to win round her critics within the party, then it certainly failed. So, yeah, I think there's a mood now building amongst Conservative MPs that even though it would appear bizarre to change leaders again so soon after they got rid of Boris Johnson, it may well be the only option that they've got to try and salvage something from the current political crisis.